हैं डॉक्टर मकबूल हालेपोटो साहब, मैं उनको दावत दूंगी। वो फिल वक्त प्रेसिडेंट हैं सिंधी एसोसिएशन ऑफ नॉर्थ अमेरिका के। सो आईड लाइक टू हैव यू ऑन स्टेज।
तपी कंदे को डूंगर रुखो यन के तोजे पण पबजा त लिंग मुंजा लो कंहिंजो कोने डो अमर मोसी कयो. So just for those of our friends who may not comprehend Sindhi, just to give you the greatest quality of a poet is how he portrays a scene. So let me create the scene that Shah Latif is trying to describe. Imagine a girl, Sasi, walking barefoot in the mountains. She's hungry, she's thirsty, and she addresses the mountain. This is the, Mazloom, the oppressed talking to the oppressor. And how she addresses the mountain. She says, Tapi kane ko. She says to the mountain, she says, you're getting hot. It's the middle of the summer. You're trying to burn me, but you can get as hot as you want, but you'll never hurt me. The Tapi kane ko dungara dukoyenke. She says, I'm already hurt. What else could you do to me? The last is, now this is the oppressor talking to the oppressed and forgiving the oppressed. She says that I forgive you because you're nothing. The trials, the tribulations that I'm facing are being sent upon me by a power much greater than you. So we talked about pessimism, we talked about how bad conditions are. I just want to remind people that just as human beings, individuals have characteristics, so do nations. Let me address the characteristics of the Sindhi nation. 5 or 6 or 7,000 years old, when the Romans were building monuments to their self-created gods, and when the Egyptians were building pyramids to their self-created kings, Sindhis were building a Mohenjo-daro, which did not have a temple, which did not have a symbol to any religion. There was no concept of a deity. There was no concept of a royalty. It was a secular, egalitarian society. So Sindhis have been secular, Sindhis have been egalitarian for 5,000 years. And I can tell you, a few military dictatorships are not going to change us. And that is the message I want you to remember today. So, I'm not going to take a lot of your time. You people talk about Hemingway, people talk about Tolstoy, people talk about Rabindranath Tagore. Tell me one poet, one author whose whole message is based on 7 women. Shah Latif, when he describes the characteristics of humans, he only addresses them in the characters of women. If you want to learn courage, learn it from Sasui. If you want to learn your love for your land, learn it from Marvi. If you want to learn being a humble person, learn it from Nuri. What you want to learn it from Momal, learn it from Sorat. These are the characters that Shah has given, and I'm so proud that we have our women here. This hall, I think, has more women in this hall than there are men. And that is what we are. And nobody, I can assure you, nobody will ever change us. We'll always be the same. We have struggles, we have hurdles, but we have never been given the message of pessimism, so never be pessimistic. I'm so proud. I will tell you, we have people who've traveled here from Canada, from USA. The person that I'm most proud of who's here is our Adi Shahida. I last year traveled with her throughout Sindh. She walked in the deserts of Thar with us. She came from Canada. She had no reason to do it. She did it because of love for her motherland. We have Ali Khas Khali is here. We are here because we have not given up on Sindh. If we had given up on Sindh, if we did not have a hope on Sindhis, we wouldn't be here. So please, there's no reason to lose hope. I'll just finish with another one of Shah Latif's poets. Shah Latif said, "Ta budan de budan me ke hath ka hath vijan." ॾिसो लॼ लतीफ़ चए केॾी के कखनि या त कंदी अखनि या साण वञनि सीर में. Again, just for those of our friends who may not comprehend Sindhi, again imagine this: a person who's drowning, he or she clutches on a couple of straws to try to save his or her life. But Shah is saying that only a person who's of low character will try to clinch on to a few straws or grass, roots of grass to try to save his life. But to the contrary, look at the character of these straws. They will either save his life or they'll drown with him. And that is what we are. We will either drown with our nation, but I'm sure we will not, because nobody's been able to drown Sindhis. I always tell people that Sindhis have never invaded anyone else's land. We've never usurped anybody's rights. Sindhis are not a martial race, and I'm proud of it. I don't want to be a martial race. But we have always conquered our conquerors with nothing but pure love and with logic. So when we have people here who are of high intellect, there's no power greater than intelligence. Even in today's world, your pen is mightier than a gun, and will always be mightier than a gun. So stick to your intelligence, stick to your logic. The world is changing. In the modern day, with all this explosion of information, our youth are much more intelligent and much more knowledgeable than us. They cannot be bound by these narrow-minded ideologies that have been thrust upon us. So there's no reason to lose hope. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll again finish with Sheikh Ayaz. Sheikh Ayaz, to the ka tim tim ta ka jirmir jugnu ji ka tim tim tare ji I gangor ghata jo gero a kenje ta sahare vendasi. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.